Yeah, we can start.
Do you want to start?
Started. Does it look like that? All right, welcome to this afternoon's TESPN broadcast of Titan football. Sorry, we may have had a little crosstalk there. Weren't sure we were rolling, but we are here and we are psyched.
Yes.
I am Rick Hamlin, joined here by Silvio Troy.
Hello.
Got our producer, Ellie Hoke. Got our social media guy, Grady Williams. And we are packed into the press box, super excited for the first home game of this 2022 football season. The Titans come in at 2-0. Coming off a 49-14 win over Collegiate. And before that, it was the 21-7 win at Benedictine. And the Bulldogs from Norfolk Academy come in at 1-1. They lost their first one in a close one to Potomac School, 32-28, but had a win over crosstown rival Catholic High School last Friday night, 42-14. So, Silvio, the last time we were in this booth, the Titans were winning that state championship.
Yes.
And we're back here now. And Silvio, I'll hold my question for you till after the national anthem.
All right.
All right, the Trinity Pep Band getting us started with the national anthem. So, Silvio, what I was about to ask you is, last time we were up here, we saw a walk-off, two-point conversion win for a state title back in the fall of 2021. Home opener today. First of all, how excited are you for this football season? And secondly, what do you expect to see today?
I mean, first of all, as a Trinity student, super excited for the first home game. Our students are clearly excited. Everyone talking about it. You know, the other games. A lot of people are excited for the football season in general at school. And this game, I'm excited to see freshman Dave Brown. I haven't seen him in action. Haven't been able to go to the games yet. And I'm excited to see the hype around him. I know he's a very good athlete, and I want to see how he performs as well as Taylor Logan, our new quarterback. He was back up last year as a freshman, sophomore. Now he's going to be starting. Jack Toscano last year he graduated. So I mean, Taylor Logan, I feel like his performance is going to be very important for the Trinity season this year.
Yeah, for sure. And you pointed out a couple of really key players. Devion Brown had all 3 touchdowns at Benedictine, and Tegan Logan, of course, threw those passes. And I think the difference in that game, which was 0-0 at half, was the performance of those guys in the second half, as well as the offensive line giving Tegan time to find Devion. So, opening kickoff by J.D. Stimhagen is fielded by the Bulldogs. That's Jordan Epps, and Epps brings it out to about the 28-yard line,
Yeah.
and the Dogs will start there. So this Titan defense has been fantastic in the first 2 games. Gave up only 7 points at Benedictine, only 14 at Collegiate. So 21 points in 2 games. And I know every time they step on the field, they're a mindset of trying to shut out their opponent.
Yeah.
Coach Rayner, the defensive coordinator, I thought he'd be happy after the Benedictine win. He was angry that they got scored on at all. So they really demand a high standard of themselves, and we'll see how it looks today. Good fake there as the Dogs look to go deep, but Cornell Allen was there on the coverage. So, yeah, Cornell playing safety there. Free safety was all over it.
I'm guessing Cisco trying to go to Zaire Griffith there. Little long. I think, as you said before, Trinity undefeated coming off a win. Norfolk also coming off a win. So, I like to talk about momentum a lot. The momentum of this game, I feel like, is going to be very important. They're both coming off wins, both coming out high-scoring games. So they're both going to have high expectations of themselves in this game.
Yeah, exactly. As that second down pass falls incomplete, but you're right, Silvio. I mean, last week, both these teams played in-town rivals. Titans win 49-14 over Collegiate, and the Bulldogs win 42-14 over Catholic. So almost identical scores, pretty lopsided wins. So they both got to be coming in with a lot of confidence. In last year's meeting between these two, it was a pretty significant Titan victory down in Norfolk. I forgot to look up the exact score, but it was something like 55-20 or somewhere around there. So the Dogs have to be motivated coming in, trying to put on a better performance. That's a good throw, and it's going to be broken up as Cam Fleming and Zaire Rayner combine for a big hit. It was a nice throw. Nice throw there by Tisco, but man, what a hit. As Fleming and Rayner both came together to dislodge the ball from the intended receiver. So 3 and out.
Already seeing here, it looks like, Tisco and Griffith, the junior pair, I believe, have a really strong connection. Probably going to see a lot of throws to Griffith from Tisco this match. I think that's going to be something excited to watch for the Dogs.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing about Norfolk Academy is, I mean, they're always a very well-coached team. They're very fundamental. They're going to have great offensive play calling. And that was a really good play. I mean, he was open. The ball was on time, but just fantastic hit by Rayner and Fleming, and they love to be physical, and it paid off there. All right, so that punt traveled about 34 yards, no return, and the Bulldogs down it at the Titan 38, and it'll be our first chance to see the Titan offense. Silvio, you pointed out it's a really great student turnout today, and that bleacher section that's been added behind the end zone. I guess that would be on the south end of the field. I don't think you can see it on the stream right now, but hopefully if we are able to get in the end zone, you'll see it's really a great turnout. Not a great first play as Tegan Logan dropped the snap, although Tegan does a nice job of getting a couple yards out of it. Could have been a disaster.
It really could have, especially you don't want your first touch of the ball and you're starting the game to be a fumble there. Definitely good job by Tegan for receiving and then getting down the field. Maybe I think a yard gain.
Yeah, and it could have been a little bit of nerves. I mean, even though these guys have played a couple games, it's the first time back on the home turf. And there were certainly nerves in the opener at Benedictine, so that's natural. Handoff there to Trey Grant. And Trey picks up a couple, but pretty good job defensively by the Bulldog front four right there. Couldn't quite see who made the tackle, but it's going to be 3rd and 6. And the Bulldog sideline is very amped up, making noise, trying to get their guys motivated. Still 20 seconds on the play clock as Tegan Logan looks over to his offensive coordinator, Coach Malcolm Bell, for instructions. And here at the bottom of your screen, you're going to want to keep an eye on Devion Brown, who's been tremendous. Although it's not Brown, it's Trey Ferguson, the senior, and well covered by NA. It was that man Zaire Griffith again. So Ironically, on Norfolk Academy's third down, Zaire Griffith was the intended receiver and had it broken up.
Yep.
And then there on the Titans' third down, he does the breaking up out there in coverage. So you see that Griffith is playing both ways as a wide receiver as well as a cornerback, and that was great coverage. I mean, Tegan Logan put it right where Trey Ferguson had a chance, but Zaire Griffith broke well on the ball and was able to knock it away.
I mean,
so 3 and out.
Already this game is going to be very defensive. I think whatever team is able to get a better defensive little half here for downs is probably going to have a better outcome overall in the game. Certainly how it works.
Yeah,
in high school, though, it's a little more important.
Early on here, I mean, also special teams from where Norfolk Academy punted from their own 28. And then in the exchange of punts, now the Bulldogs are going to have it out at the 35, 36-yard line. So their punt was a little bit better than that punt by J.D. Stemhagen. So you see the Titan defense quickly back on the field. I mean, both teams already had a possession, and we're less than 90 seconds into this game. Or right at 90 seconds into this game.
Even looking at the Titans coming off the field, they seem to sell themselves. They, of course, wanted to get some yardage there, and even score, but that couldn't happen.
Oh, here comes a blitz off the corner, and that pass was incomplete. Cornell Allen got a hand on it, but Coach Rayner, the defensive coordinator, brought some pressure off the edge there with Cam Fleming, and he pretty much went unimpeded to the quarterback, which speeded things up for Tisco, and he pretty much threw it into an area where the only person who had a chance actually was Cornell Allen, the Titan free safety, but he wasn't quite able to corral it, and it is 2nd and 10. Little screenplay here, and it's going to be caught, and a pretty solid gain there. Number 22, Andrew Grubb, one of the captains for the Bulldogs, coming out of the backfield. Grubb got a 7-yard gain. So it'll be 3rd and 3.
Definitely expecting the type of play like maybe even run here.
Student section making some noise. Tisco looks to step up in the pocket. He's got his receiver. That is Zaire Griffith again, and the first down of the ball game is completed for Norfolk Academy as they bring it across midfield, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Dogs at the Titan 49-yard line, just into Titan territory. I always like to mention what the weather conditions are like for folks who may be watching out of town, and it is a picture-perfect early autumn day here on the banks of the James River. 81 degrees, got a cloud in the sky, fairly low humidity. It's just an awesome day to come out and watch a great high school athletic event. And flags fly on the 1st and 10 play, pre-snap. So I think you're probably looking at either, well, it looks like it's going to be on the Titans based on the reaction of the Bulldog sideline, maybe offsides. And, yeah, one of the Titans jumped. All right, 1st and 5 after the penalty. And good pressure again, but he gets rid of it. And Cam Fleming was in coverage, but it was a little bit overthrown. It looked like, I believe that was John Brooks who got the hit in on the quarterback to make it 2nd down and 5.
For Norfolk Academy.
All right, 2nd and 5.
Really good sides here. Their offense.
Trinity's been able. They've yet to sack Tisco, but they've gotten good pressure on him pretty much every time. Boy, that was a well-designed play and just went through the hands of Charlie Violet. It's a good pass and could have definitely been a first down there, but Violet could not quite hang on to it. All right, so big third down here as the Bulldogs have advanced it the farthest down the field that either team has thus far. 3rd and 5 from the 44. They do hand off, and that is a loss as Elijah Rayner got in the backfield and threw the ball carrier, John Foley, for about a 6-yard loss there. Goes from 3rd and 5 all the way to 4th and 11. And Sylvia, I think that the Dogs would punt it here, but they still have the offense on the field. Maybe going to go for it on 4th and 11?
Caleb Doyle is their kicker, but also plays on their offensive line, so they could be going.
Yeah, now Cisco drops back, and I guess he's going to actually be the punter as well. Not a great snap, but he does get off a lovely punt.
Yeah.
That was a real beauty that's going to hit just inside the 10 and does go for a touchback. They almost were able to down it at the 1. But
Not
the
sure who that was.
official right on it. Yeah, so that is quite a weapon to have for a quarterback that can then draw back and bomb a 50-yard punt.
Yeah.
You got to be quite an athlete to be able to do those multiple roles of quarterbacking as well as the punter. But and Nate gets the first down of the game.
Beautiful spiral on the ball there by him as well. I mean, that was an excellent kick.
Yeah, that was a really nice kick. But it would have been even nicer for Norfolk Academy if they could have downed it inside the 5, but it did travel in the end zone, and the Titans will now take over at their own 20. Yet to have a first down in the early going. Trey Grant runs it right up the middle, but a good tackle put in there by Tate Zimmerman. One thing to keep an eye on, Sylvia, that I've noticed is a lot of the Bulldog players are playing both sides of the ball, and Trinity has very few. Almost everybody plays either offense or defense, but we don't have many guys that play both, which is going to be, I think, a nice advantage as the game wears on. That's a first down by Trey Grant as he runs for 13 yards, and he knocked it off that left tackle and got a great gain, and that is the first down for the Titans.
Definitely, I think, very big. And one thing I haven't seen this game yet is kick returns. A very big thing about last year was the kick returns from both teams. We haven't seen that yet, and I think that may make a difference depending on what team can get good kick returns.
Yeah, I mean, special teams is always huge at this level, and Trey Ferguson does a great job in kick return. Another handoff there as the Titans really looking to establish this running game with Trey Grant here, and Grant picks up 6 to make it 2nd down and 4. I tell you, if I was a player, that end zone, seeing all my friends and classmates behind the end zone would be pretty inviting to try and score a touchdown. You've heard of the Lambeau leap in Green Bay. I wonder if we'd have the Pitaway leap. But we got to get in the end zone first. And Trey Grant does a nice job of getting yet another first down. So I believe this is the 4th or 5th play of this drive. All have been handoffs to Trey Grant. So you see offensive coordinator Malcolm Bell really went to establish the run. That's going to bring the linebackers and safeties up and allow Tegan to try and get more downfield passing at some point. Maybe go a little play action. Well, another run. If it's working, why not stick with it? And Trey Grant seems to be a guy, Silvio, you and I both loved watching him last year. He runs so hard. He's so physical. And I think we both agreed he's a guy that tends to, the more you give him the ball, the better he gets.
Oh, yeah. And I think I don't know why, but just can't get tackled. I mean, whenever watching him, it just seems like he's standing up on that field for forever, it feels like. And it seems that he's just so good at doing that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the defensive players are telling me they hate having to try and tackle him in practice because he just, he hits the defender, just comes in with such force, and he plays with a real aggression. And it goes again to Trey Grant. Another first down and he's finally brought down, it's going to be really close to the first down. I think he got it. We'll see where they mark it. Yes, it is. So that is the 4th first down on this drive, all by Trey Grant carrying the ball. And it's gone from the Titan 20 all the way to the Bulldog 31. So that's 49 yards rushing just on this drive for Trey Grant on 6 or 7 carries.
And just as, you know, Bulldogs player, you got to get your head, you got to stop Trey Grant. Where's Trey Grant? And you got to be thinking this opportunity, he's passing a little bit.
Exactly, and they finally do go with something a little different this time, and that's a pass. And that pass was broken up by Tate Zimmerman. Looked like we were looking for the tight end there. 2nd and 10. And we've got a flag. I think the official is signaling a false start on the Titans. Other ref looked like he had offsides on the Bulldogs, so they're going to talk it over. Could be 2nd and 5 or could be 2nd and 15. And now it's neither. They're going to wave off the flag. So that was none of the above. Like, it was like option A, 2nd and 5, option B, 2nd and 15. Nope, it was option C. Just do it over. So 2nd and 10. Fake it to Trey Ferguson, and they're going deep off the hands of Devion Brown. And it was a good throw by Logan. I mean, knowing how good Brown is, I think he's going to feel like maybe he should have caught that. I mean, it would have been a spectacular catch, but we've seen from Devion Fat Rat Brown, as they call him, that he has the ability to make spectacular catches.
Yeah, and maybe you know, just things that probably his coaches expect out of him to make some of those sort of catches. He's such an athlete.
Right, and you may have seen on the picture there the student section, because he was right in front of it. Honestly, so many colors, he may have been distracted. Not as good a throw by Tegan there as he sailed that one over the head of Isaiah Robinson. So 4th and 10. It's too far for a field goal. Probably you're in a field position where a punt doesn't necessarily do you much good. So they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and 10.
I guess we're going to see Trey Grant here. Yeah. I mean, it's worked. Hasn't ran two plays, but I do feel like they probably could run his backup.
Yeah. So Logan's going to check here with Coach Bell. Still got 9 on the play clock. And gets it off just in time. And there's some pressure on Tegan. He spins out of it. Oh, what a pass to Trey Ferguson. And Trey Ferguson easily gets the first down and finally pushed out of bounds around the 11-yard line. So, Silvio, you called for it to go to a Trey. It was the other Trey Ferguson, who, of course, Titan fans will remember, caught the game-winning, state championship-winning two-point conversion last year. And he's committed to the Naval Academy, senior, and that was his first catch of the day. All right, so 1st and 10 from the 11. Headed toward the Estes Center, and it's back to Trey Grant. Oh, he's just hard to bring down. He got hit right at the line of scrimmage, but carried it forward for another 3 or 4 yards. Yeah, they're going to spot that at the 6, so 2nd and 5 from the 6 as the clock winds toward the 4-minute mark here of the first quarter. Still scoreless. Yeah, they're really taking their time. And the snap goes back. It's close. Touchdown! Touchdown, Titans.
I think that was Brennan Ridley, the carry there to 11.
Yeah, so they moved Brennan Ridley under, well, not under center, he's in the shotgun, but they moved Brennan Ridley to the quarterback position there, and Brennan took it just into the end zone, and the Titans are on the board.
Yeah.
It's a nice run by Brennan from 6 yards out.
Now see Stamenhagen, the kick, I believe.
Yeah, J.D. Stemhagen about to attempt this extra point. I saw Brennan Ridley at school today with a Band-Aid under his eye, and he said he got clawed by a tiger, but I think it was just for good luck, and gave him some luck there. And Brennan Ridley actually is going to be the holder on this extra point, so he scored the touchdown. Now he's going to hold for Stemhagen's extra point attempt. Snaps a little high, but Brennan Ridley does a good job getting it down, and J.D. Stemhagen connects.
Yeah.
And the Titans take a 7-0 lead. 3:53 to go in the first quarter. Well, I didn't notice if Brennan went over to his student section after that. I didn't see him do it, but I promise you, if I was on that field and scored a touchdown, I'd be leaping in there. And you can see Brennan still got the Band-Aid under his right eye. It's definitely a look he's got going there.
As you said, first score of the game here, we're going to see kick returns. I mentioned earlier, big important. Part of this game is kicks in general. See what the Bulldogs can do in yardage conversion, just yardage here to get back to their territory to see if they can get their first points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, we'll remember from last year, Silvio, that J.D. Stemhagen, he really improved his kicking throughout the year, and by late season, he was putting them deep into the opponent's territory. So we'll see if he's able to do that here. He hit it pretty hard there, and that was all the way into the end zone. That's a huge weapon, like you said, Silvio. In high school football, a lot of teams don't have a guy that can sail a kickoff over 60 yards into the end zone. So great job by JD. And I mean, as good as the Titan defense is, when you're starting at your own 20 in the shadow of your own goal line with hopefully a rabid Titan student section right behind you. It's a tough spot to be in for the Bulldogs. But before they come out for this next drive, I did want to say for all our Norfolk Academy fans who may be watching down in the 757, I just want to thank you all for your NATV. I've watched a lot of your live streams in the past few years, and you guys really set a gold standard, do a great job. So say what's up to all the Bulldog fans out there as the Dogs hand off here to Caleb Doyle, and he goes not very far, probably lost a yard there, lost a helmet too. As Doyle felt the physicality that this Titan defense brings to the field. So 2nd and 11 coming up. And I think Caleb Doyle has to come out for a play because his helmet came off. Just go back to pass, and it is caught. Juggled a little bit, but ultimately Tatum Trawick came up with the catch for a short gain. And we have another helmet come off. This time it's Robbie Dunn of the Titans. So, yeah, that ended up picking up 3 yards. I got to give Trawick credit, though, because he bobbled it, and then Cam Fleming was bearing down on him. Cam Fleming, of course, the Virginia Tech commit, one of the best players on a very talented Titan team, and Trawick showed a lot of guts to hang on to that ball because he knew he was going to get lit up. And there goes Cam Fleming, this time getting a little overly exuberant, and they tried to anticipate the snap count but jumped off sides. So instead of 3rd and 8, it's going to be a much more manageable 3rd and 3 for the Dogs. And, Sylvia, I think this is crucial if you're Norfolk Academy trying to get a first down here, because at 3rd and 8, you've got to be in the pocket long enough to allow your receivers time to get past the sticks. But at 3rd and 3, you can get a quick hitter and potentially get a first down before that ferocious Titan pass rush is up in your grill.
Yeah.
And here comes that pass rush, though, and they did get to him as Jay Williams and I believe John Brooks both were able to get a hit on Tisco, and that's going to make it 4th and 9. First sack of the game. They've had a lot of pressure, but the first time they got to him.
And even pressure itself is a very big role. Tisco's got to be a little afraid to get the pass off if you run off there. And you want to get that ball in your hands before you take it down. So I think pressure in general overall, very good for the Titans.
Yeah, I mean, every one of the starting 11 defenders on this team, from the D-line to the linebackers to the defensive backs, are all just really high-level players, strong athletes. Most, if not all of them, will have the opportunity to play college football, so it would be tough to be a quarterback having to face such a ferocious defense. But fortunately, as Trendy fans, we get to root for them. And it was a decent punt, not quite as good as the last one by Tisco, but it does cross midfield. And it'll be Titan ball at their own 48 on this change of possession. We're just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Grady, or anybody got a soccer update? All right, so Titan soccer across campus is playing Virginia Episcopal School, and our social media guy here at TSPN, Grady Williams, tells me the Titans have a 2-0 lead at halftime in that one. Back to the football action, American football. Trey Grant with another strong carry. He's going to end up picking up, looks like about 9 yards.
Yeah, 9 right there.
And not quite enough for the first down, but it'll be second and very short. He got a favorable spot there. It's really second and inches, but I always felt like as just a football fan, when you have second and really short like this, a great chance to look to take a shot downfield. Even if it doesn't work out, you're going to have third, and it should be a fairly easy third and half a yard to pick up if they don't get it. So I'm curious if Coach Bell will look for that. No, they're just going to hand off to Grant, get that first down easily. As Trey Grant takes it to the 35, and he's now over 60 yards rushing in this first quarter alone.
Probably get a point.
Yeah.
I think it was an 8-yard rush for Grant, maybe a little less.
Yeah, exactly. 8 more yards there, and first down at the 35. This NA defense has a lot of communicating. You can really hear them talking to each other as they go the reverse to Trey Ferguson, and Fergie picks up, it's like about 3 or 4 yards. He is so elusive, and anytime the ball is in Trey Ferguson's hand, I mean, the first word that comes to my mind is just electric. I mean, he can just make people miss. He's so quick.
Yeah.
And he didn't pick up a ton there, but did get a little bit of forward progress, about 2 or 3 yards. Yeah, we're down to 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. They will get off. This will probably be the last play of the quarter as Tegan Logan goes for Davion Brown. Caught! And that's a touchdown! What a throw. What a catch. Fat Rat, as they call him, Davion Brown. I believe that's already his 6th touchdown of the year, and he's only in the the first quarter of the 3rd game of the season. Great catch by Brown. Great throw by Tegan Logan. He's a freshman. Cheers coming from the student section, and what a player. And he's just, I mean, he's got size, he's got athleticism, he's got great hands, and just made a great play on the ball there with 1 second to go in the first quarter.
Exactly like the one he made not too long ago in the first quarter as well.
Yep. Stemhagen nails the extra point, and with 1 second left in the first quarter, it is 14-0. Trendy Episcopal on top.
Ellie, real quick.
Yeah. All right, so let's see if Stimhagen can put it in the end zone again. His last kickoff, he crushed. There's really no perceptible wind either. This one not going to make it to the end zone. Kick is fielded at about the 10-yard line. You may have heard the buzzer go off in the background as it's the end of the first quarter as soon as this play ends. But that's a strong run by Jordan Epps for the Bulldogs. Brings it out across the 30. And I think Davis Elliott was definitely one of the tacklers.
Yeah, I do so.
Yeah, Davis Elliott was in there, number 57, and I thought I saw number 20 in there as well, who I'm not seeing on my roster, but we'll get that name for you. So, Silvio, let me ask you this. We're 1 quarter in the books here, 14-0 Titan lead. You can look out and see a pretty full student section. I mean, that's, I don't know. I'm not great at estimating crowds, but looks like, to me, I don't know, a couple hundred people there. And I just want you, Silvio, as a student here, 11th grader here at Trinity, just talk about the excitement for this football team after last year's state championship. You just put into words like what the student body, is feeling about this season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, opening big game, that was probably the, of course, beat them last state championship, probably the biggest rival for the Titans. That game was probably talked about the entire day. Today, of course, everyone rocking their Hawaiian shirts, showing off their outfits, things like that. Definitely everyone is clearly excited for the Trinity football team, especially the home games, new bleachers for the students.
Yeah. No, you can feel it, and it's. I just think it's great for the school community when you have, not just football, but.
A very strong soccer team.
Yeah, our soccer team is currently undefeated, and at least by Max Preps is #1 in the state for independent schools. I don't think the official Vista rankings have come out yet. Right, field hockey has been in the state championship game every year since I think 2014, and they play Norfolk Academy every year, and that's a big one that's coming up tomorrow right here on this very field at Aycock Stadium. Norfolk Academy and Trinity field hockey has become an incredible rivalry here. So that's tomorrow. Volleyball is off to a great start. Tennis, boys and girls cross country, I think, have big meets tomorrow. So it's just a really great time of year, and especially for new students. Like, it's got to be really fun to be able to come to these events. And
we would catch that foul. I think it was.
Yeah, so that was going to be a 5-yard penalty, delay a game there, and. Sorry, we're getting excited talking about just Titan athletics in general. That didn't really describe the first play of the drive here, but that was started with an incomplete pass, which made it 2nd and 10, and now after the delay of game, 2nd and 15. Just saw Davis Elliott come in for Derek Bagley on the D-line. Davis a little smaller, but he's a tough kid. He told me he's going to get a sack today. Well, that's great pressure, and I think it's picked off. Yes! Interception by Hunter Brooks.
I mean, talking about Hunter Brooks in general, he's always a very active player. First big play by him in this game, and I think we're seeing more out of him. Definitely just from that kickoff there.
I mean, that was an incredible play by Hunter Brooks. He is such a good player on this team. I mean, he is going to be playing football at Davidson next year, so it's another college-bound senior football player for us. And Davidson also, of course, an incredible academic reputation. So Hunter, I taught Hunter. He's a great student and a great football player. And that was a heck of an effort there. I thought he was just going to knock it down, but he showed amazing skill right there on the sideline to bring it in.
Real good play.
Tegan Logan looks to take off. He's not going to get very far, though. Good job by the Dogs, D-line. I think Tegan picked up about a yard. But he had several Bulldogs. Logan Posh was, I think, the first one to get a hand on him there. So it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 29. Fake the handoff there. And they were looking for Isaiah Robinson on the post route, but overthrew him a little bit. Pretty good coverage as well. And it's going to be 3rd and 9.
Really coming in for Isaiah Robinson.
Taking Logan's pass. Look for Trey Ferguson, but it was a little wide. So you got to give the Bulldogs a lot of credit there. After the turnover, they go 3 and out. Titans are only able to pick up 1 yard in those 3 plays. And Coach Mickens is going to send J.D. Stemhagen out for a field goal. So where it's set up, it's
A
tees at the 35. So you're talking about a 45-yard field goal in high school football. That is not something you don't see very many kids who can make a 45-yard field goal. But JD's clearly shown us already he has great leg strength. We've seen that on his kickoffs.
And I mean, his form is showing from last year.
That one is not close. He didn't get much air under that one. But I also think from Coach Mickens' standpoint, it's a smart thing to try. I mean, it gives you an idea. You can do everything you can in a game to try and simulate what it is like to kick a field goal, but there's nothing like doing it. I should say you do everything in practice, but there's nothing like doing it in a game situation.
I mean, your teammates coming at you, of course, you're going to be acting like once you see those opponents coming at you, trying to stop you, it's probably much more intimidating, especially as the whole special teams kickoff has to be a fluid train there, and probably see the fastest they've probably done.
Absolutely, but yeah, so Norfolk Academy, that's a huge, you and I love to talk about momentum, Silvio. I mean, momentum was squarely in the Titans' favor with 14 straight points and that interception, but NA did a great job of getting off the field and not giving up any points. That throw was caught, but the player that caught it was not in the game. It was one of the subs over on the sideline, so incomplete pass, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Not exactly sure what Tisco was trying to do there, or the Bulldogs in general. I think they might have were trying to find Xavier, but I think he was just too covered by the opportunity defense there.
Yeah, it looked like double coverage, and he was blanketed, a guy in front of him, guy behind him, and I think Tisco probably was just throwing it away and wanted to keep it close enough in the area of Griffith so at least there was no hint of a intentional grounding. 2nd and 10. Good blocking there by the Dogs, but that pass, again, a little off course to John Foley, and I think Foley maybe heard the footsteps a little bit as Zaire Rayner was bearing down on him. And sorry, that was Cam Fleming.
I don't believe there was a gain in yards, correct?
Yeah, so incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up here from the Dogs' 20. About 10 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. And they're going to hand it off. Oh, what a hit by Cam Fleming. Wow. He absolutely laid out the ball carrier, Charlie Violette there. Clean, legal, but that is just a big-time hit by Cam Fleming.
One word we like to use for our defense intensity, and that's really showing the intensity of the Trinity defense and how much they are really star power of this Trinity team in general.
Yeah, I mean, he just leveled Violette there. So Tisco back to punt again for, I believe, the 4th time already today. And this one is going to travel out of bounds.
Stands.
Probably didn't make it to midfield, as the official's going to say. Wow, keeps walking forward. Said it went out at the 42 of the Bulldogs. So that punt only about 22 yards. And once again, going to be great field position for the Titans.
Sorry, there might have a difficulty.
All right, so Titan offense coming back out with that 14 4-0 lead.
I just said times are getting a fresh pair down, a little further back from where Hunter was able to take it off not too long ago.
All right, back to Trey Grant.
Oh, wow.
Great run up the middle for Trey. Picks up another, 15, 16 yards, and he's got to be coming close to 100 yards already here in the first half. And that's another Titan first down.
I think the refs were trying to get the ball off the field.
Yeah, the old two-ball trick. All right, first down from the 26. This time, Tegan Logan fakes it to Trey Grant and keeps it himself. And Tegan carried for up 4 yards. Just a solid first down gain. And it's also good to see, a quarterback who has that versatility to not only throw it as effectively as Tegan Logan does, but to run a little bit as well.
Exactly what I was mentioning. Last year we saw Jack Toscano, a very leg-induced player, a very leg-induced quarterback, really good for, Tegan Logan being a sophomore, not being afraid to be taken down by the Bulldogs defense.
Yeah, a nice little touch pass by Logan there to Trey Grant, and this time Grant gets just inside the 20, picked up 2.5, and it's going to be 3rd and 4.
How's this gone in the rotation? I expect to pass the Fat Brown here, Davion Brown, but
yeah, he's up at the far sideline. Then you got Ferguson, Shuma, and Isaiah Robinson, so 4 wideouts with Trey Grant in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Grant. Wow. Thought he was going to be tackled for a loss, but he's churned his way inside the 10. That's all Trey Grant right there. I mean, his offensive line didn't give him much of a hole, but he still powered through, picked up the first down and more, and now it's going to be 1st and goal. Well, Silvio, Trey Grant, we don't have official stats, but he's close to probably over 100 yards rushing with still 7 minutes to go in the first half.
surprised if he hasn't.
But I was going to say the one thing he's yet to do is
Score
a touchdown. So I'm sure Coach Bell would love to be able to get Trey into the end zone here. I feel like he deserves to touch pay dirt. But the Bulldogs are going to have other ideas. This time it is Grant, and he is
Good.
in. Touchdown, Titans. Well, he said he deserved one. He went and earned it. And that extends the lead to 20-0. I think that drive was pretty much all Trey Grant, other than the 4-yard run by Tegan. So he's having a heck of a first half for sure.
CJ with the kick here, seeing the extra point with the Titans.
Extra point is good. So really, so far, a really solid, workman-like performance by the Titans. Hasn't been perfect. A couple offensive drives that didn't go very far, a couple 3-and-outs, a missed field goal. But you still got to be pretty pleased with 3 touchdowns. They've only allowed, I think, 2 first downs. The Bulldogs have barely crossed midfield. So pretty impressive performance so far from the guys in green and gray. And Simhagen's kick made it to the end zone again. However, the officials threw a flag, and it looks like the Titans were offsides. I guess one of the kickoff coverage guys crossed that 40-yard line before JD hit that kick.
Yeah. Really upsetting. Yeah, definitely don't want to happen. Especially such a nice team JD standing there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of an unforced error. I mean, I get as an athlete wanting to get down there as quickly as possible, but you just wait a split second, and that was going to go for a touchback. Instead, well, we'll see. Can JD get it to the end zone from his own 35 after already just putting a leg into one a few seconds ago? Be surprised, but we'll see. That's pretty good, but not quite to the end zone. Fielded at the 7, brought out across the 20, and he stopped at about the 25-yard line. So,
I think on the stop there.
yeah, Jay Williams. You see, James Woodward was in the mix.
That was Andrew up there for the carry for the Bulldogs there. We got 15 yards. He was able to get there. Looked like.
I think I mentioned on the previous kickoff that number 20 had been on the tackle. That's Talik Montgomery. Talik is a junior transfer who actually moved down here to Richmond from the Philadelphia area, and he's had a great impact already this year in the classroom. I think he plays basketball, and he played really well, big minutes at Benedictine. So Talik is super promising student athlete here for the Titans. And first down goes for yet another incomplete pass. And Cisco's, I mean, he's hanging tough. He's putting balls in good spots for the most part, other than the one interception. But this Titan defense is just so physical, fast, and in your face that it's really tough for the Bulldogs to get much going. This time Cisco's going to run. No. Right before he gets to the line of scrimmage, he throws another incomplete pass. Deuce Edwards with good coverage there. And Mario Thompson was about to come up and try and tackle Cisco. And if I know Mario, chances are he would have been successful. So Cisco did a good job of getting rid of that. No gain, but still no loss either.
One thing that we haven't mentioned is Titans defense. Well, a lot more specifically the Titans D-line. I think, we have to give credit to them. The pressure that the immense pressure that those guys have put on Tisco has just not allowed the Bulldogs any space to run the ball and for Tisco to get some good passes in. And I think that's a lot to what we're seeing about the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for sure. There's a flag on the 3rd and 10, and it's timeout Norfolk Academy. So I think the play clock was running down, and they were able to get a timeout before it hit 0. So that's the first timeout called by Norfolk Academy, and that's going to leave them with 2 remaining. And if you've watched our streams in the past, I don't think we had a timeout marker on the scoreboard. So for the first time in TESPN history, we have moved the timeouts from 3 down to 2. Our producer, Ellie Hoke, making history here up in the press box. Yeah, but Silvio, you were just talking right before about the defensive line. So just wanted to give some shout-outs to those guys. John Brooks, who's already made a sack. Right now, Davis Elliott is in there, although Derek Bagley has also played a lot. Those two have been rotating. You've got Robbie Dunn, senior, who's going to play at VMI. And you've got Elijah Rayner, senior, who's going to play at William & Mary.
Yep.
And let's see if they can get to Cisco this time. There's pressure, but he had it picked off by Cam Fleming. And Cam is actually angry that he tripped and didn't get further with it. But second interception of this first half for the Titans secondary. Hunter Brooks got one. That time it was Cam Fleming. And it's going to be great field position again for the Titans.
Yeah, no, really. I mean, as we were just talking about the D-line there, Kemp being able to settle, get the pick. We're going to see the offense go on the field, and I'm guessing they're going to want another touchdown on offense conversion.
Yeah, for sure. And so you notice the Bulldogs there. They rolled Cisco out to his right to try and buy him a little time because of the pressure he's been facing. But because of that, the throw was a little bit behind his receiver. It wasn't a terrible throw, but it made it too hot to handle.
Yeah.
And then Fleming was able to be the beneficiary of that deflected attempted catch. All right, on first down, they're looking for Trey Ferguson. Got him. He is in for a touchdown. That is another score for Trey Ferguson, the soon-to-be midshipman heading to the Naval Academy, and he's in for his second touchdown again.
Second touchdown. We've seen the first by Brendan Ridley, then Davey Brown, and then two by Trey Ferguson there.
Or no, actually, I think it is his first touchdown because it was Brendan Ridley, then Fat Rat, then Trey Grant, and Trey Ferguson. So, I stand corrected.
JD
with first touchdown of the day, but I don't even know how many he has over the years. A lot. Oh, wow. That was not a very good snap. And Ridley did a good job getting it down, but it threw the timing off, and JD's kick went wide left. So it'll stay 27.
JD had to hesitate and then re-kick.
Yeah,
I mean, not having a good kick there.
Yeah, Brennan and JD, I mean, I thought they did pretty well even to get it up, but not quite able to connect. And I know if you're a college or especially an NFL fan, you frequently take the extra point for granted, but in high school football, it's not a gimme for sure. And we've done a good job so far this year of up to that point converting, I think all or almost all of the extra points. And fortunately, we've had quite a few opportunities.
Yeah.
Because that means you're scoring touchdowns. All right, so we've got 6:06 left in the second quarter, and the Titans out to a 27-0 advantage. This time JD puts it on the ground. It's fielded at the 10-yard line by Andrew Grubb. And Grubb is able to bring it out beyond the 20 and brought down at about the 23-yard line. I think Talik Montgomery looked to be in on the tackle again. There were several Titans who were part of that tackle. Special teams has done a really good job today other than the missed extra point.
Yeah.
And Bulldog offense will come back out facing a 27-point deficit midway second quarter. Cisco gets good protection this time, but another interception. This time it's Cornell Allen, and Allen is headed toward the end zone, and he will score.
Wow.
Pick six, Cornell Allen. And he showed off that 4.4 speed after picking it off. I mean, he was gone for about a 45-yard interception return.
I don't know, just getting more shooting connection. I had his English with him the other day. He was really hyped about this game. Not hyped about his English essay, but he was excited to get out here, and he was showing up with that pick six. I don't really want to jinx it, but maybe we might see competition between the offense and defense. As we saw last year in collegiate, who can score more?
That's right. Yeah, the home collegiate game last year, I think the defense scored 3 touchdowns, and so did the offense, I think, if I remember correctly. But that's the first defensive touchdown today. This extra point looked to me like it snuck through. Yeah, he did hit that one. Once again, the snap was not perfect, but Brennan Ridley did a good job of getting it down, and J.D. Stemhagen makes his 4th extra point of the day. But, yeah, so Cornell Allen, you said you had English class with him today. Cornell, another one of our great student athletes, has, I think, 4.1 GPA. I taught him last year and really enjoyed having Cornell in class. But you can see clearly his athletic talent is also super impressive.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how fast he was once that ball was in his hands. Several Bulldogs seemed to have an angle where they thought they probably could get him, but he just outran everybody to the end zone for the pick six to make it 34-0. Stemhagen with another one into the end zone for a touchback. So he's kind of alternated between trying to kick it deep and then like squib it along the ground and let his coverage do their job. So this time it's a touchback, and the Bulldogs will take over at their own 20. Just got a final score update from soccer. Titans with a 3-0 win over the Bishops from VES. Colin Flood with 2 goals and an assist, and Davis Geis with a goal. Also Reed Bacon with an assist.
I do believe that means that boys soccer is still undefeated this season, correct?
That's right. They're 7-0-1. Just off to a tremendous start with, I believe, their next game's at St. Christopher's on Tuesday, and that's always a fierce soccer rivalry, and the Saints are always really strong. So that'll be a big test, but got the win at Collegiate Tuesday. Home win over VES today, as it's been a busy day here on Pitaway Drive. And timeout called there by the Bulldogs, as I think they didn't like what they saw coming out after the kickoff. So they're down to 1 timeout left here in the first half. And if you're watching us and are looking at your screen, you know that because it says TO1. And TO stands for timeout.
Thank you for the abbreviation there.
Yeah, well, for people of a certain age, they may think it stands for Terrell Owens, who went by T.O., a pretty good receiver back in the 2000s. All right, the Bulldogs try and run, which they really have not run the ball in a while. It's been mostly passes, but after the 3rd interception, they look to put it on the ground, and that time it was Peter Galiotos got the carry. He is 5'8", 205-pound sophomore, and Galiotos picked up no gain. 2nd and 10. This time the handoff is to John Foley, and he also gains no yards. Actually might have lost 1 or 2. Silvio, did you see who got the tackle on that
I was
one?
not able to see too many. John Brooks. Hunter Brooks, I'm being told.
Hunter Brooks with the tackle. Thanks to Grady Williams for the spot there. And it's going to be 3rd and 12. And another run, not much gain, even a loss again, as good tackle there by Deuce Edwards, as Xander Willis tried to take it out wide, but was tackled for a 2-yard loss, and it's 4th and long as the Bulldogs will look to punt it away. It's a pretty good punt.
James Woodward with the area, not able to.
Crosses midfield and going to take a Bulldogs roll down to the 43-yard line. So that was about a 43-yard punt there. Good job by Cisco. And just curious if Tegan Logan was going to come back out. He was a little late coming out there, but he is. All right, so first down from the 44. Tegan Logan takes the shotgun snap, and it's a little reverse to Devion Brown. He stiff arms one Bulldog defender. He's finally brought down after an 11-yard gain, but that's a first down. Titans.
He stiffed arms his own, the defender, and then Carter Schumann, his own teammate there.
Yeah, a little bowling ball action. Devion Brown is 14 years old, and when you watch him play, he's just so powerful and big and strong. It's really incredible. He's going to turn 15 next month, but just a remarkable athlete and great kid. So glad that he's here with us. And this handoff goes to TJ DiLoretto. TJ had a big game at Collegiate last week. I think he had over 60 yards rushing and a touchdown. And he picks up 6 on his first carry of today's game. Clock rolls close to about 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
34-0, Titans in the lead till squish with the Bulldogs here.
Back into the hands of Devion Brown. He's able to catch it. He gets another first down, and it takes 4 or 5 Bulldog defenders to finally bring him down. And that was a gain of about 10, 11 yards, I think.
Yep.
And another first down.
Definitely want to compare, Davion's a little Trey Grant there, not being able to be tackled, standing on his feet, very impressive around. It shed 4 or 5 Bulldogs that had taken him down. It's very impressive overall, him staying up.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he got all the way to the 30. Tegan Logan fakes the handoff. He's under a lot of pressure, but he gets it complete to Trey Ferguson. He's up the sideline, and that is a touchdown. Titans. Great composure and poise by Tegan Logan there. He was under a big-time rush from 2 Bulldog defenders, but Tegan rolled out of it to his left, hit Ferguson out in the flat, and Trey's got that speed to do the rest. So. What a play by Tegan, though.
I mean, as you said, Trey deserves a lot of credit for his run there, but Tegan, as you said, two people rushing on him, able to find Trey on the field there. I think as Trey, Tegan deserves a lot of credit for that touchdown pass.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to get sacked for a 12 or 14-yard loss, but he just spun out of it and put it right on the money. And the extra point is good to extend the lead to 41-0 with 1:30 to go until halftime.
Trey Grant's second touchdown of the game now.
Trey Ferguson.
Trey Ferguson.
Yeah, we saw into the future because his last touchdown, we said it was his second, but then we realized it was his first, but we just knew another one was coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Don't want to say it, but I feel like another one will come.
It very well might. If not today, certainly soon. But it will be interesting. It's tough for a coach when you're going to go into the halftime, obviously with a pretty significant lead. How much playing time do you give your starters in the second half? Obviously, you want to have respect for your opponent, don't want to run up the score. But you also want to get your guys some reps, but you don't want anyone to get hurt. So that'll be the challenge for Coach Mickens is, will guys like Trey Ferguson play in the second half? We'll see. J.D. Stemhagen this time with a lower, shorter kick, fielded by William Foley, and he is hit by Hunter Brooks. Hard hit, clean hit. I mean, it was inbounds, no flag, but Hunter
Hunter Briggs
plays with physicality.
James Woodward, a little tackle as well, but very good by them two to get that settled.
Yeah, it's a big hit there for sure. All right, so still pretty good field position for the Bulldogs, though, as they're able to bring it out to the 33.
Last time that the Bulldogs have crossed into Trinity territory. I mean, it has been a while. I think first quarter they had some. But I think that just proves that the Titan defense is doing so well, especially pressuring Tisco and as well as safeties and the corners not letting passes get in.
All right, the handoff here is going to pick up maybe a yard. That was number 6, Jack Payne. I think his first carry of the game, at least that I can remember. So Payne picked up about a yard. And it'll be 2nd and 9 as the clock runs to 1 minute until halftime. Titans, of course, have all 3 timeouts, but not going to use them here. I think if it was a little bit closer game, maybe you want to call timeouts and try and have one more chance to get the ball back. But with a 41-0 lead, I think both teams are probably going to be content to take this into the locker room. It's Payne again. This time he runs it outside. He gained about 3 or 4 yards. A flag flies in, coming in from the secondary. Deuce Edwards with a big hit there. I'm wondering maybe if it was a helmet-to-helmet type of deal.
I think it might have been from the reaction from the Titan sideline.
Yeah, personal foul. Yeah, exactly. Targeting or helmet to helmet. So that's going to tack 15 yards on to the end of that run by Payne.
Yeah, exactly. As you're saying, overall Titan athletics, be it tomorrow, field hockey. As we have around 30 seconds before the half and seeing what Bulldogs can do, just barely scraping into Titans territory.
Yeah, so they do cross midfield. We talked about it had been a while, but the Bulldogs are into Titan territory at the 49, and that is actually going to be the last play of the half. As the game clock winds under 10 seconds. And we will go to halftime. So a great first half for the Titans in all 3 phases. The offense with 6 touchdowns. The defense pitched a shutout. Special teams was effective as well.
I think offense had 5 touchdowns, defense had 1.
Oh, right. The offense had 5 touchdowns. The defense had 1. Yeah, exactly, Silvio. Good call. So, yeah, great job in all 3 phases as the Titans have to go into the locker room feeling pretty great about that first half. We will take a short break and look forward to being back in a few minutes for second half action.
Yeah.
Please stay with us. After that, I mean, I don't know why that would have an impact, but like after that, I could hear him. I could hear myself. That's so weird. No, it's better. No, I like it. It's good. No, it was an improvement. It's easier to hear. Yeah. No. It was so much better. Cause I was really having trouble hearing Sylvia before. That's why I kept taking my headphone off because I couldn't hear what he was saying.
I don't know why that would do that. I just named it for organization.
Is that a while ago or is?
That was like at the end of the first quarter.
Okay, because I think that maybe also that may have been fixed as well. I mean, I'll ask you as well. I know I have a few friends listening.
You need to use the colors. You need to use like.
Try this, right?
County. St. Christopher's on their bye this week after a week 3 victory over St. Stephen St. Agnes last Saturday afternoon, 17-10. Scores from around campus this past week. Varsity soccer topped collegiate 4-3 on Tuesday. What was a historic win for the Titans, having not beaten the Cougars on the road in the last 2 decades. Colin Flood recorded a hat-trick and Ollie Simpson with a score in the contest. Varsity soccer got a 3-0 win earlier up at the soccer field over Virginia Episcopal 3-0. Girls tennis defeated Covenant on Tuesday, 6 singles wins and a doubles win to account for the match victory. Also on Tuesday, Varsity field hockey took the road trip to St. John Paul the Great, took care of business, blanking the Wolves 7-0. Varsity volleyball swept Central Virginia Homeschool Athletic Association 3-0 last night in the Estes Athletic Center. This week in Titans Athletics, a few more over the weekend. Cross country will be participating in the RVA relays at Bull Green Park, hosted by Athlete High School tomorrow afternoon. Field hockey hosts Norfolk Academy in a Saturday matinee match. 1 p.m. start for Varsity JV to follow. A full slate of home contests next week that you can come out to support your Titans. Varsity tennis hosts back-to-back matches in a 72-hour span, starting off with St. Gertrude's from SRA at 4 o'clock on Tuesday. On Thursday, Namesman Suffolk rolls into town to face the Titans at 4. JV football hosts Benedictine here at Aycock Stadium on Thursday, scheduled 4 o'clock kickoff. Varsity tennis with its final match of next week, hosting Norfolk Academy at Southampton starting at 4 on Friday. Varsity field hockey hosts St. Anne's Belfield at 4:30 from right here at Aycock Stadium on Friday afternoon. JV follows at 6 p.m. Cross country heads down I-64 to participate in the Big Cat Invitational next Saturday, hosted by Burton High School in Williamsburg. And back at Aycock Stadium, varsity football gears up for a 2 p.m. kick versus Episcopal next Saturday. That's what's in store for you next week in Titans Athletics. these guys have said before too.
Maybe that short
Really. Why do you think that is?
because the advertisement on TV and how the fans and parents act. And when they jumped on that referee down in Texas, and then during the pandemic, a lot of them just said they weren't coming back. I can't blame them for that. It was, you gotta get it up soon like that. You can't get up and down. You can't get up and down the field and then you go out.
Right.
I don't know.
It seems like these guys are getting bigger and faster. As the years go on. Ooh.
Going up on my new He made an extra point.
He missed one extra point, right?
Oh, yeah, he did.
No, but they scored 6
Yeah.
touchdowns, but he missed one extra point. So that isn't that, I think that's right.
Yeah, I do too because the score should be because he missed one extra point.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, he missed one extra point. He made the last one. He missed 2 of them. They said he missed 2. Okay.
Could have sworn they owned the signal.
we're gonna put in like our backups? I think 4. I think we're gonna get like. I mean, James Woodward.
Friends, I guess. Like, we don't hate each other.
I think this is the only bad part now having like a cameraman. This is the only bad part not having a cameraman. We can't.
Where's the camera go? What's up with that?
No, it's catching some sort of. It's a shadow. If it's a
I think it's like a very impressive like program system. They have like all programmed and.
This part of the top is kind of.
Oh yeah, 'cause it's under the pavilion, so it's under my rain cover. Are they not running out? Like there are like 5 players though. I'm waiting for them to run out of their locker room, but I'm not sure if they're doing that. Oh yeah, Carlos and Ben Blay don't even have their gear on. What? Yeah, they're done.
All right, welcome back. We're getting ready to get this second half started. And since we have been away, I know we said it was 41-0, but I guess the officials talked and decided that the last extra point by J.D. Stemhagen didn't go in. So we lost a point over halftime. So 40-0 as we get ready to start this second half. Bulldogs were back on the field first, and then the Titans just came back out, but we did notice a few of the Titans starters have taken their pads off and are done for the day. So Carlos Moore, Trey Ferguson, I think Ben Blair maybe, or no, Ben looks like he still has pads on, but there are a few guys who looks like with the 40-point halftime lead are going to get a rest in the second half. Cam Fleming is another one who appears to be done for the day. But what a first half Cam had with an interception and several big-time hits. And just about 1 minute until we kick off the second half. So, Silvio, we've watched a lot of games together. Obviously a pretty dominant first half performance by the Titans. But what are some things that stood out for you?
I want to say the defensive line. I think, the defense in general, I think the reason that we have a shutout game right now is because of the pressure being put on Tisco there. Yeah. And I think, that's a majority reason why the Titans are leading in such a fashion, as well as Davey Brown. I haven't seen him perform yet, but that catch he made for his touchdown, extremely impressive. Also, John,
Yeah.
Hunter Brooks.
Yeah.
His big hits, his big plays, extremely well. And you got to give credit to Cornell Adams for his pick six. That's things that I think the defense overall really impressed me. Because we've been defense heavy last year, defense heavy this year. Defense is growing in that. They don't ever get highlighted too much. The offense are the ones that are scoring. But I think they made themselves highlighted this game so far at least.
Yeah, for sure. And a couple things I would add. Trey Grant had an incredible first half, over 100 yards and a touchdown. And you mentioned this is your first chance in person to see Devion Brown, but he makes the extraordinary look ordinary. Like the way he caught that touchdown,
It looked like it was
like for him, it's just another walk in the park. Yeah, and it's just such a blessing to get to watch a young man, only 14 years old, freshman in high school, who's already excelling in this sport, and it's going to be amazing just to watch his growth and development these next few years.
For sure.
All right, so the Titans are going to get the ball to start the second half. Short kick is fielded by Hunter Brooks, and Hunter shakes off a couple tackles, and he is broken more tackles. He's into Bulldog territory. Still going. Hunter Brooks takes it all the way for a Titan touchdown, and that was exciting, although there is a flag. I think the fans haven't seen it yet, but there's a holding penalty right around midfield, and that's a bummer because I don't think the hold had anything to do with the touchdown. I'm not saying there wasn't a hold, but I think he was going to score on his own. Incredible return by Hunter Brooks, and special teams is the one phase that the Titans hadn't scored a touchdown yet, but and they still haven't because they're going to wave that one off. But the skills and strength of Hunter Brooks there was super impressive. So let's see where they are going to end up marking this after the penalty.
Looks like a 52-yard.
Yeah, so I think the hold was at about the 48, and so they'll march off 10 yards back from there, and looks like the Titans will take over at their own 38. I'll tell you what, though, obviously points don't count, but I mean that was a highlight reel return by Hunter Brooks. I mean, he shook off like 4 or 5 tacklers.
Didn't have a blocker, 2 people on him. They get out for his team, gave him a blocker for him to get in the end zone. Sadly,
that was incredible. I just can't wait to see, Davidson is getting an unbelievable player that's coming down there next year. All right, second half, Brennan Ridley starts behind center, and Ridley's going to keep it himself as he fakes the handoff. And Brennan ran for about 7 yards there. And got word at halftime that TESPN legend, our producer from last year, Jeffrey Bell, who it's no exaggeration to say that without Jeffrey Bell, TESPN probably would not exist. So he's off at college now in Ohio, but shout out to Jeffrey watching the stream. We miss you, man. But also excited about all our new talent, like today's producer, Ellie Hoke. And that handoff goes to TJ DiLoretto, who runs it out to midfield. It's going to be a first down. And Tegan Logan was in for as the quarterback there, and he handed it off to TJ.
And Brennan was the quarterback first play, right?
Yeah, Brennan was the quarterback for the first play. Tegan back in for that one. And I think, we've seen that look with Brennan as the quarterback twice now. He scored the touchdown, of course, the first time.
I think that's very flexible for the Titans offense. Having the Brennan Ridley option, fast legs, and I do believe his passes are pretty accurate.
Yeah, for sure. So TJ DiLoretto with another run there for 4 yards. He was brought down by Caleb Doyle. Also, Childers Wynn was involved in the tackle as well for the Bulldogs. So 2nd and 6 as the clock continues to run here, under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. I think Trey Grant also looks like he is taking his pads off, so he's done for the day as well. And TJ Loretto picks up a yard there. I think we're going to see a lot of TJ DiLoretto here in the second half as Titans want to keep the ball or keep the clock moving.
Those going to be the little change in the O-line, taking out center Ryan, putting in, I think moving Will Rosen over. Not sure who added the O-line there, though.
Looks like we're going to have a flag here. I think one of the Titan receivers jumped out of position there and crossed the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 after this penalty is marked off.
False start on the offense. The offense of 5 yards. 3rd down and 10.
So one thing in high school football, when the lead is more than 35 points, the clock runs on like incomplete passes, but not penalties or touchdowns. So you will see the second half should move along pretty quickly. Also change of possession, it stops. But this pass is complete. Isaiah Robinson, the sophomore, he's got some nice moves and brought down after a great gain. Good pass there by Tegan Logan. And that was a pickup of about 36 yards to Isaiah Robinson. I think that was his first catch of the day. He's been targeted a couple times. And Silvio, we sat up in this booth, I guess about 11 months ago, and saw Isaiah Robinson have a pretty terrible leg break as he fractured, I think his tibia and fibia, something like that, lower leg injury that, I mean, it had an ambulance out on the field, right down just beneath our vantage point in the press box. So it's so great just to see him back on the field.
Yeah, I mean,
he's such a great kid, always got a smile on his face, also a great basketball player.
I believe we had one game where before he got injured.
As TJ carries it for about 4.
Yeah, Isaiah Robinson, one game we were able to see him play, and he was a star. I mean, definitely see the young talent of him. He is a freshman last year. Shoot up, sophomore season, he's often a very good receiver for us.
And TJ pounds it inside the 5. He is brought down at the 3-yard line. It looked like Carter Lucas made the tackle there.
TJ definitely working for this yardage and his touchdown.
And it is 1st and goal. So Titans will have a few opportunities here from inside the 5. That's going to be a loss of yardage, though, as a great defensive play there by Caleb Doyle throws DiLoretto for about a 2-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Second goal for the Titans.
And another handoff to DiLoretto, but there was a penalty flag prior to the snap. I think looks like we're going to have another false start. Didn't see if that was a lineman or one of the receivers, but you got several non-starters in on the offensive line now with Carlos Moore is out, and Ryan Mitchell, another starting offensive lineman, is done for the day with rest as they have a good lead. So that may be part of why you've seen a couple of false start penalties. It's some guys who aren't maybe as used to playing with each other there. But TJ runs it again, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. And I It's a touchdown, but there is a flag, so I'm not sure if it's going to count.
We'll be pretty really on the score, though, if it does count.
Holding against the offense. So that touchdown is the second touchdown we've seen wiped off the board here in the second half. The Hunter Brooks kickoff return and that one as well. So it's going to be a 10-yard penalty. They'll make it 3rd and goal from the 12. And DiLoretto's got some room to the outside. He is close to the goal line. He's in. TJ DiLoretto with a touchdown from 12 yards out. And that's a great drive for TJ DiLoretto, the senior, getting a bunch of carries. Plus, of course, the big play Silvio on that drive was the pass to Isaiah Robinson for 34 yards. And that extends the lead to 46-0, 5:07 to go here in quarter number 3. And this kick is definitely splitting the uprights by J.D. Stemhagen to extend that lead up to 47-0. I noticed after the early touchdowns that Cullen Malbone, one of the senior student body leaders, was doing push-ups for every point we'd scored. But I don't see Cullen doing those push-ups after 47. I think he's stopped. Still a tremendous student turnout, even with the game not being super close. Doesn't look like many folks have left yet. And as I mentioned in the beginning, absolutely beautiful day as the shadows are starting to come across the field here at Aycock Stadium. Another good kickoff by J.D. Stemhagen, and it's going to go through the end zone for a touchback. So JD's had a busy day with 7 extra point attempts. He's made 5 of them. A field goal attempt and then a bunch of kickoffs, which have been largely quite effective. Another flag came down on that kickoff there. Not really sure what that could have been. I mean, with no return, several officials discussing what the penalty might be. Looks like personal foul on the Bulldogs and a personal foul on the Titans. So offsetting penalties. I didn't see it, but my guess would be a couple guys jawing a little bit. But ultimately offsetting penalties, and it's going to be first down Bulldogs at the 20-yard line. All right, so looking out at the Titan defense, pretty much, I don't know if there's any normal starters out there, so got pretty much a total second string as the Dogs toss there to Caleb Doyle, who has a nice run. Good gain for Doyle, close to a first down. Looks like he's going to be a yard or two short, but got to dig into my program here. We got, let's see, Bowen Knight is in the secondary. Henry Caudle. We've got Taylor Benson, Marcus Johnson, Isaiah Robinson getting some run on defense, who we've obviously seen him on the offensive end.
Alex Bell here.
Another run here by Doyle, and good tackle made there.
Cameron Walker.
Like Talik Montgomery, Henry Caudle were part of it.
1 yard gain. Brings up 3rd down.
All right, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 for the Bulldogs as we tick under 4 minutes left in quarter number 3. Got Mason Love out there, the freshman. So, you love seeing some of these guys who don't always get as much playing time get in there. Good fake by Cisco. It's close to the 1st down, but I don't think he quite got there. Well, they might give him a spot for it, actually. Another freshman, Sam DiFrancesca, I think had the tackle there. So a lot of these Titans are 9th and 10th graders, and then you also got a couple seniors like Henry Caudle, who's been a great servant in the program for years. Cisco drops back to pass. That's a good-looking throw, and it's caught for a big gain. Charlie Violet with the catch. Caudle brought him down, but that's a big gain of about 32 yards for the Bulldogs. I think that's probably the biggest gain they've had today.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And the deepest they've gotten into Titan territory at the 38-yard line.
Cisco really good throw there. I think he was able to really find Charlie there in the perfect good spot there.
Oh, good job by 9th grader Sam DiFrancesca. Meets the ball carrier in the backfield. That was Peter Galiotis with the carry, but that's pretty cool to see a freshman out there making plays. I mean, obviously we've talked a lot about freshman Devion Brown. He's special as a wide receiver, but great to see Sam DiFrancesca out there. I mean, he read that play, sniffed it out, and made a good hit to bring Galiotis down. It's going to be 2nd and long. That was about a 7-yard loss on that. This time a little double move. That pass in and out of the hands of Jordan Epps. It was a well-designed play by the Bulldogs.
Isaiah Robinson on the break up there.
Yeah, Isaiah Robinson in some coverage. This is, for me, the first time seeing Isaiah play any defense.
Yeah.
We've obviously seen him as a wide receiver.
Probably testing him out on here.
All right, 3rd and 17 for the Bulldogs here. Clock continuing to run. And they've faked me out, but ultimately it's a reverse play with Xander Willis getting the ball as Tisco faked it to Galiotis, and then Willis came around. It was a good gain of about 12 yards. Not enough for a first, but gives them a manageable 4th down opportunity here at the 35-yard line. And not much time left here in this 3rd quarter. And where the play clock is, it looks like they actually don't need to get another snap off. So the Bulldogs are going to let the quarter run out, and they'll get regrouped, set up for this 4th down try. Looks like the offense is still on the field, and certainly with 47-0 game, you might as well go for it. It's too far for a field goal. It'll be interesting to see if Norfolk Academy can get on the scoreboard here. Their best drive of the game so far. So Sylvia, we've mentioned a couple times about these same two schools going to be meeting tomorrow on this very field for field hockey.
Yeah.
They played in the state championship game last year with the Bulldogs victorious. I guess, let's see, 2020 there was no field hockey championship because of COVID, but in 2019 they played, in 2018 they played, in 2017 they played, in 2016 they played, in 2015 they played, 2014 they played. I'm pretty sure I have that right. So that would be something like 7 consecutive state championship field hockey games featured Trinity Episcopal versus Norfolk Academy, and they are renewing that rivalry tomorrow right here at Aycock Stadium. That should be a good one for fans to come out for sure. 1 o'clock start. Looks like another beautiful day. So excited for that one.
Yeah. Sadly, we got out of town, so we were able to catch it, but I do believe it will be a good game.
Well, hopefully you can catch the stream. We won't have live audio broadcast, but we will have a video stream for it. Same thing. I've got my daughters have soccer right at that time, but that's definitely one for Titan fans to try and make sure to make it out, or at least check out our YouTube page and you'll be able to watch it. So that should be a great one. All right, fourth quarter gets started. 4th and 7. Cisco rolls out. He's got an open receiver, and that's caught. Yes, it is caught at about the 1 yard line. Not a touchdown, but Jordan Epps hauls in the catch, and it's be first and goal. First and goal Bulldogs at the 1. I know Coach Rayner never wants to see the defense give up any points, even though it's all the starters are done, but he's going to want to try and hold them out of the end zone here. But the Dogs are in great shape with first and goal from the 1. And he did not get in. I think that was Peter Galiotos on the carry. Close. I mean, he's about as close as you can get without being in inside the 1 yard line. Ben Blair coming on defensively. He's another guy. We've seen him play a lot on the offensive line, but haven't seen him too much on defense. Second and goal. This time they toss it out wide, and Galiotis is in for the score as the Bulldogs get on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Sorry, were you catch who that was? Who scored that touchdown?
That was Peter Galiotis, number 33, the sophomore running back. He's impressive. He's pretty quick, pretty hard to bring down. So good job there. And the Bulldogs set up the swinging gate style point after try. And now they're going to bring it in and look to kick an extra point. Caleb Doyle, the place kicker. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good.
Yeah.
And the Dogs make it 47-7. 10:25 to go here in the fourth quarter. Next week, just to look ahead a little during this timeout here, Titans are back at home right here at Aycock Stadium, taking on Episcopal High School out of Alexandria. That's next Saturday. I believe it's a 2 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
We will be live on the air for that one. And last year, of course, unbelievable season. Division I Vista State Championship for the Titans. But one of the few regrets I think they had was they did lose actually to Episcopal by 1 point up at EHS. If I recall, I think it was like 20-19 loss. So that'll be an opportunity to gain a measure of revenge against a really strong opponent. I think Episcopal.
And then especially when you play them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
State championship,
Right. So exactly, Episcopal and Woodbury have their thing, their game that prevents them. That they're not willing to move that. So Episcopal and Woodbury don't compete in the state tournament, which is certainly their prerogative. But Episcopal beat us last year. So I know from talking to some of our guys, they've got several like Division I type prospects on that roster, and I think that's going to be a big challenge. So again, still got 10:25 to go in this one, but just thinking about what's ahead as that kickoff is fielded, and not much of a gain there. I think that was Davion Brown and on special teams. So he didn't. I think he got caught like if he was supposed to really return it or fair catch it, but then it hit the ground. But no return. So Titans take over at the 30, and then again the team can't look ahead, but for us we don't have to play, so we can look ahead a little bit to some future games. So it's Episcopal next Saturday. Then the Titans go up to D.C. or Northern Virginia to play St. Mary's Riken, WCAC, really strong athletic conference in the Washington area. Is St. Mary's Riken's in that league, so they're going to, I'm sure, be a really good test. And then after that is homecoming back here at Aycock Stadium against St. Michael the Archangel. So those are the games coming up soon. Tegan Logan's pass there sails over the head of Taylor Benson. And it's going to be 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run in high school football. If the margin is 35 or more, it does not stop on incomplete pass. So we're down under 10 minutes to go. TJ DiLoretto running with a lot of pace there, and a good tackle made by Carter Lucas. DiLoretto, though, was able to pick up 6 yards.
Definitely some support on that tackle. You know, still luck and a lot of effort. So he stops here.
So 3rd and 4, 3.5 maybe. Again, TJ Loretto, he's close to the first down. He needed to get to the 40. I think he got it. That second effort seemed to get TJ across.
He did.
And he got it. First down for TJ DiLoretto and the Titans. So here, TESPN, our social media team does an Athlete of the Week every week. And TJ DiLoretto got it last week for his, I believe it was 10 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown against Collegiate. And TJ, I don't have his exact stats, but I think he might have surpassed that, or if not, he's about to. He's really a great guy to have as a backup running back, and obviously Trey Grant being the starter. Wow. All right, well, he's definitely gone over that 60-yard mark with that run. Another about a 14-yard run there. He got a little flip there at the end. Caught a little air. Good tackle by number 28, Xander Willis of the Bulldogs, but not before TJ picked up yet another first down and brought the ball into Norfolk territory. Ben Rosen has checked into the game at quarterback. He hands off to TJ, and I think TJ picked up another first down, about 11 yards there. All right, so this is my first time getting to see Ben Rosen. So he's a 9th grade quarterback. And I don't know if he'll get to throw it a whole lot with a 40-point lead here, but he looked, comfortable taking that snap, handing it off to TJ. And now Ben's going over to the sidelines, talking to offensive coordinator Malcolm Bell as he gets the play call.
I think it's good for the Titans in general. They're able to, look at the quarterbacks, Taylor and Brendan Ridley and Ben Rosen. I think, a much younger quarterback lineup than last year to see, the capability of these quarterbacks.
A little confusion there as Ben Rosen thought DiLoretto was going to come inside for the handoff. But I tell you what, Ben was quick on his feet and still was able to pick up a good 3-yard gain there. Like, that was pretty funny because Ben handed it thinking TJ was going to be there. TJ went a different way. Obviously, they weren't quite on the same page. And Ben just tucked it and picked up positive yardage. Also, good job by the O-line there to give him some running room.
If you would believe it, his brother, Will Rosen, older brother, is on the line.
Yeah.
They look nothing alike, but they are related.
Yeah, and their dad is also one of the coaches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Titan football is a family affair there. All right, this time it looks like a little reverse play. And, sorry, I'm just checking my roster. That's number 85. That's Taylor Benson. Good run by Taylor Benson. 9-yard gain and a first down for the Titans as they've driven it all the way from their own 30, now in Bulldog territory at the 25. Good job. Taylor Benson looked really fast as he made that move coming around the corner there. And now TJ DiLoretto is going to come out. And Kyan Montgomery, another 9th grader, has checked in, and he's going to pick up that fumbled snap. So Ben Rosen dropped the snap, and Kyan Montgomery did pick it up, but his knee hit the ground, which once your knee hits the ground in high school football, plays dead. So it was a loss of about 4 yards there. But, yeah, you got freshman quarterback, freshman running back. And we mentioned Talik Montgomery earlier, who is a junior who's getting good minutes on defense and special teams. So Kyan Montgomery, his brother, a 9th grader, I mentioned a little bit earlier, they just moved to Richmond from the Philadelphia area and been a great addition to the Titan community and the football team. And here comes the younger Montgomery with a great run. Wow, he's still on his feet, He's in for the score.
Wow.
That's a freshman right there, Kyan Montgomery, and he is excited. 30-yard touchdown for the freshman. That was cool to see, man. The previous play was his first play that I've seen him in on the season. Picks up a fumble, and the second play runs it in. He's getting some love from his big bro. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Great to see the freshman get in the end zone. And that drive ate up a lot of clock. I believe, if I remember correctly, it started with 10:35 to go, and we're down to 3:55, so almost 7 minutes off the clock there. Extra point is good. And that extends the lead to 54-7. And the pep band breaks into the fight song. Gotten to hear that a bunch today. Still a good crowd, supporting a lot of these younger guys. A couple other TESPN announcements for our fans who are still with us. Our season previews are coming out this weekend. Back on Media Day a couple weeks ago, we interviewed coaches and players from each fall sport, and those have been polished and are ready to be uploaded this weekend. So be able to check those out. We've got some awesome interviews with a lot of our senior athletes as well as varsity coaches. We've also got our podcast that we've filmed yesterday and today, where we interview a couple of our senior boys soccer players, Colin Flood and Ben Mills, and also handed out some awards for our athletes and rookies of the week. So that's going to be a fun one. Our interview with Ben and Colin is a lot of fun, one of the most fun ones we've done yet. So definitely check those out on the weekend as the kickoff is fielded and brought out. And that's number 7, Jordan Epps. He had the big catch down to the 1-yard line that set up the touchdown.
Brings it to the 20-yard line. The Bulldogs, 15-yard return, first and 10. Norfolk Academy.
All right, the Bulldogs will take over just about the 20-yard line. And with the running clock. This may end up being the last drive of the game. Oh, and then I meant to mention our next live broadcast, I think, is next Friday, field hockey against Stab. And then we already mentioned next weekend's football game on Saturday against Episcopal. So the backup quarterback here, Mason Silvio, last name?
Pumazilla.
We did our research before the game, but number 14, Mason. I think it's Prismuzala?
Something like that.
Well, he carried at that time. His first time behind center today, and he lost a couple yards there.
A little over 2 minutes left.
This time, Prisbuzala hands off to Peter Galiotos. I hear some people saying he fumbled, but I don't see the officials signaling that. So, pretty good gain there for Galiotos. Looks like he picked up 9 yards. And it's going to be 3rd and short. I'm sure that Ben Rosen would love for the Titans to get their hands on the ball again, so he get a couple more snaps behind center.
1:30 left. Not sure if that'll happen.
Yeah, well, it's 3rd down here, so I mean, if the Bulldogs get this first down, then I don't think we'll see the Titan offense again. But if they stop him, maybe. And don't think he got it. Galiotos carries. He's going to be a little bit short. It'll be 4th and 1. And the Bulldogs will have to get off at least this 4th down snap because there's 1:05 left in the game and the play clock's at 30. So it can be 4th and 1. Prismuzala is looking over to the sidelines for the play call. What a tackle in the backfield. That's another one of our younger players with that tackle. 65. Silvio, who was that? What a hit that was.
Yeah, really good grab there.
So it is going to be Titans ball, but I guess it's still running clock, so I think that probably will do it.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see another play. I am sorry. I don't know who 65 was, but he ended the game with a heck of a tackle there. Maybe if he takes his helmet off, we can check it out. But that is the game. So a great day all around for the Titans. Bulldogs will be glad to get out of here healthy and ready to continue their season. And they're always a power in the TCIS. So I think this Norfolk Academy team was well coached. They're going to win a lot of ball games this year, but this Titan team is just really talented and experienced. So Silvio, as the teams shake hands, let's just take a minute or two to put a bow on this one and wrap it up. Want to give us player of the game?
Yeah, all right. One defense, one offense. For me, for Trinity, we're going to go with Trey Grant for offense, Hunter Brooks for defense. It's between Hunter Brooks and Cornell Allen. You're not Hunter Brooks. His big hits, his pick he had, Trey Grant with, I think 1,000 fantasy points he was late night. With how many yards he got, I think it was just a great run by him.
Yeah, and man, I was also going to say Trey Grant. I mean, even though he wasn't even in the second half, I mean, he just put up such just churning yards out in that first half when the game, the outcome was kind of decided. So normally I like to go with someone different from you, but for me it's also Trey Grant, well over 100 yards and a touchdown, and only played one half of football, and a ton of first downs. And defensively, you talked a lot about how good the defensive line was, and so I'm going to give it to the defensive line. So like John Brooks, Derek Bagley, those guys up front. Who else is in that D-line?
Davis Elliott.
Davis Elliott. Elijah Rayner is a big one that I had been forgetting. Elijah had a sack, a tackle for a loss, and I just think they really established themselves at the point of attack. So, but it was a great day all around. I mean, Tegan Logan threw for 4 touchdowns. We had a pick 6. The offense, the defense, the special teams, everybody did their job. So it's a great day to be a Titan, and a great win, 54-7. And we will look forward to being back live next Friday for field hockey against St. Anne's Belfield, next Saturday for football against Episcopal High School. And even though we won't have an audio broadcast for tomorrow's field hockey game, everybody either be here at Aycock Stadium at 1 o'clock, or if you can't be here,
Tune in.
get the stream. We will have a video stream of the huge NA versus TES field hockey game right here on this very field, and about 19 hours from now.
Yeah.
Look forward to that. Thanks everybody who joined us. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. We enjoyed it. Thank you to Ellie Hoke, our producer, Grady Williams, our social media. For Silvio Troy, I'm Rick Hamlin. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Great job, guys. And you're going to be out here for your birthday. Big birthday dinner?
Yeah.
Party? What are your plans?
Like invite my neighbors over. I have a bunch of neighbors who are like my age.
Oh, that's cool. Where do you live?
West Avenue.
Oh. Have I talked to you about this before?
No.
I don't think I knew that. West Avenue is my favorite road in Richmond. Like, if I could live anywhere, I would live there.
Yeah,
It
they're
is
like,
so cool.
yeah, West Avenue's great.